Hi friends, Christine with Essentially Styled. Today we are going to talk troubleshooting with the Flexis. Now, most issues with the Flexis when it comes to troubleshooting is a size issue, so we're going to get into that, and I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks that you may be able to tweak once you have. But be sure and subscribe if you want to see the rest of the series and the troubleshooting. I will continue to go through all of our accessories and cover the most common issues or problems that ladies might have as they're getting to know and learn our accessories. So be sure and subscribe for that. Now, for the Flexis, as I say, sizing is the biggest thing, and I would say the majority of the returns, the large majority of the returns, are because ladies order a size too big. People don't understand how much hair they really hold until you get it in your hair. I do a lot of shows, and I know when I tell ladies they automatically, a lot of think they need a large because they have thick hair. But when you actually pull it back, and depending on how they're going to style it, they can actually get away with a small or a medium typically. So it just really depends on the thickness of your hair. And I will link to at the end, and here I will put a link in for my sizing video that I go over a little more detail on how to choose the right flexi size. There are also sizing guides on the Lilla Rose website itself. So you can also find that below. I will post that in the description below. So with sizing, what is a proper size? I typically say my size is a small because that's my go-to ponytail size, and I could do most styles with the small. But I'm going to show you, I can wear up to 4 sizes. I can wear the medium, the small, the extra small, and the mini in different sizes of my hair. But small would be my ponytail size. And so when I'm counseling someone or coaching someone on what size to pick, I'm usually going to direct them to find their ponytail size because that is the most universal size you can get the most use out of. So when I use a medium, I can really only use that for a French twist. And I'm going to show you at the end a tip for securing that French twist well that often kind of wants to rock or not really sit correctly on the back of your head. So stay tuned for that. So there are some troubleshooting things you can do once you find the right size. And I'm going to show you with the small because it's the least blingy that I picked right now. And this is one of our simple silvers, probably about as plain Jane as we can get other than some of our leathers, which is another tip I'll show you. But they are made out, for those of you who may not realize, they're made out of piano wire. So they're flexible. And then the pin's attached so you can't lose it. Well, they really don't stretch. A lot of people think their Flexis, they stretched out. They really don't stretch because they're metal. It would be minimal movement. But what can happen is the loops can tend to get pulled, and they are wire, so they are movable. So when you kind of squish the loops and they get tugged on and really stretched out a lot, like stretched as in put to the test and holding a lot of hair, they can kind of elongate and get more narrow, okay? Because you kind of squish those loops up. Okay, that, if your flexi is too tight, and like just barely too tight, where you don't need to size up quite yet, but you want to get a little bit more out of it, you can squeeze those loops to give you a little bit more length and a little bit more space to get a little bit more hair in comfortably. Now the opposite is also true. If your flexi is too big or too loose, and just barely, but you don't need a new size for that, you can take that wire and you can bend it to kind of shorten up and round out those loops a little bit more. See the difference there? It's minimal, you can see, but it really can make a little bit of difference if it's not a sizing issue. So there is that. So you can put that back down and squish that. Maybe make this one a little more round so you can see. They're durable. Do be careful as you do them, especially ones with embellishments. There you go. So that one was the one that was rounder, and I made it shorter. So that's going to hold a little bit less hair and make that a little bit tighter. So the other thing you can do is we rarely recommend elastics. Rarely, ever, because they are really hard on your hair. But if you are having slippage, especially those with slippy hair, this is a great technique and trip, and it will not damage your hair because you're not going to put the elastic on your hair. You're going to put it on the pin. So you take one of these, I have just goody clear elastics, and I just wrap it around and spread that out across. Sometimes if I only have these wee little ones, so I keep these in my bag for shows just to show ladies this. But again, I don't recommend generally elastics in the hair because it can be damaging. But this will give a lot of girth and grip. So I can wear a medium. I should have put it on my medium one so I can show you. Let me do that real quick. Okay. So here's the medium, and I'm going to put it in a halfback. Sometimes I just want a bigger clip. I want it showier. I want it to maybe make more of a statement. Or say I only have a medium and I want to use it in a halfback style. So normally when I do a medium in a halfback, it might hold initially, but pretty soon it's going to start sliding out. Okay? It's too big for that. I wouldn't normally be able to use a medium for that. But when I take this elastic, I've got two of them here, I'm just going to do it two at a time here, and wrap that around as such, like so. Now, when I do that halfback, it is going to grip that hair, and it's not going to slide like the other one. It's just kind of staying put. It gives it some grip and some girth. So that really can work. I have even used an elastic like this on a large one time because it was a dangle. I only had it in a large, but I really wanted to wear it. It may have been my daughter's because she can wear a large. And I put this around it and it gave it a lot of girth, and that's what I needed to help it stay put. So that is another helpful tip. The other one, and one of the last sizing tips and tricks I have, is that you can try our leather-like line. It's made of a PVC type of material, but it fits tighter. I don't exactly know why. Less beading, and so I don't know exactly how, but all of our leathers fit a little bit more small than the traditional Flexis. So if this is a small, this is the leather, and they look pretty much the same. The pin is the same size. The pin is the exact same size, but they just fit a little smaller. And because of the material, they grip a little bit better too than the beaded ones. So that is another option. I love these. So if you need like a half size, and remember that our hair, especially women, it changes and fluctuates over months and years, where I've worn an extra small pony, I have worn a medium pony. So my hair thickness has changed, whether it's hormones, whatever it is, there is fluctuation. So keep that in mind too as you're purchasing. Most stylists, we're going to try and get you as close as we can, but when hair changes, we can't necessarily help that. But hopefully some of these tips and tricks will help you make up for some of those issues. The last thing I want to show you, which is a typical problem in securing I'm going to take this off now because I don't need the extra. I want to be able to let it slide on my hair. When I do a French twist, I want to make sure it's anchored on the other side. That is one issue, that it tends to kind of rock and not sit well and looks kind of wonky. So I want to make sure that you see that you have to grab hair on both sides of the twist to get it to lay flat so that it's not going to rock up and kind of be at an angle. Okay, so I'm going to do just a basic French twist. I'm going to tuck those ends in, kind of like smooth that hair out a little bit. So I've got more hair bulk, so a small is going to be too tight. I need to go to the medium, and I'm going to put the pin through, bring this over, but I want to make sure that I am anchoring it well on the side. If I just do it like right to the twist and I don't anchor much hair, it kind of lays, I think you can see that, it kind of lays funny. Or it kind of rocks. I want to make sure that I am anchoring enough hair on the other side of the twist to get it to lay. That works for buns too, if you're going to put your hair in a bun. So it should lay, it feels better, lays flat there. So make sure you're anchoring it on both sides is another tip and trick. If you're having any other issues with your Flexies, slippy hair is the trickiest. I do recommend texture spray and our amplifying foam, sea salt spray. Those, and even dry shampoo that we have, are all wonderful to give a little bit of texture and a lot of grip to your hair. So slippery hair are the most challenging, I think, to use. Now Flexies you can pretty much use with any product or any type of hair. Flexies are extremely forgiving for all that type of stuff if you have the right size. Now remember, we do have an amazing exchange program that if you get the wrong size, you have 30 days to return it. We will get you the other size that you need. You have a 1-year warranty against any defects or problems with it. So please let us know if we can help you out. We love to keep our customers happy. But if you have any problems or have any additional tips and tricks that you can think of, let me know below, and be sure and subscribe for additional. We're going to have more troubleshooting of our other accessories down the road. So thanks and have a great day. Bye.